Hello again, race fans. So we got another Kyosho model of a great looking F1 car, in my opinion. But let's take a look at this box. I've never seen this one before. So it's a Tyrell collection. So Tyrell is a manufacturer of F1 cars. I'm not sure if they exist today. I don't think they exist anymore. But here on the back it says this was made in 2014. And then if you want to pause, these are the other models. So I already have this. I talked about that a long time ago. And that is today. I'm gonna have to get one of these later. It looks like it has a different rear wing than that one. And then maybe I'll get that. I don't really care about those. They look like other F1 cars to me. Alright, well anyways, it came in this blister pack. It came with this info card. So these are the drivers that would have been driving this vehicle. And then it came screwed to this base. I got rid of that in the blister pack. I've seen a lot of different images of this car alone, some without the engine cover, they'll show the engine exposed, and some with additional rectangular vents in the front. But in this case, this image does match the model as well as I could figure out. And I think it looks pretty good. Alright, here's a nice race scene. So it's a really funky vehicle. Yeah. So I talked about, the other car a long time ago. They basically went to 4 front tires because there was no rules in F1 saying you couldn't. And so if you have 4 low-profile tires, there's less aerodynamic drag. And they had to go to 4 to maintain enough of a contact patch for braking and handling. So unfortunately, it didn't do very well racing. They competed in 30 races and only won one time. I think they podiumed like 12 times though, so it wasn't a super failure. Just didn't win any championships, I don't think, for them. And then I think it got banned later. Oh no, maybe it didn't get banned. It just wasn't competitive enough, so they dropped the idea. So over the first one just has the engine exposed, so they covered it up for aerodynamics. But it also increased the weight. It was over 85 kilograms more than the F1 minimum. So that made it, handle poorly, that extra weight. It's like having an extra person in the vehicle. And then also, a lot of people blamed Goodyear tires for not developing the front tires enough. So they just didn't handle as well as the other big tires, which makes sense. I mean, Goodyear's, they're not going to dedicate all their resources just to one F1 car. Okay. So looking at this, it's a nice blue and white. Unfortunately, there's some paint rash developing. It's pretty faint, but it's there. And then all the printing is like tampo printed, so that's nice. They're not decals, I don't think. I don't think any of these are decals. It's nice to see the Goodyear printing on the tires, and the tires have some curvature to the sidewalls. In particular, the front ones are really curved. The exposed axles is just common in all F1 cars from Kyosho, unfortunately. Here's a big radiator, painted black, that looks good. A little black paint in those vents there. Unfortunately, none in here. There should be a little black there. A little black chin spoiler here. And then same on this side, nothing majorly wrong. The wing here, yeah, that's a tampo print. I guess these must be additional oil coolers or radiators for the differential or the transmission, I'm guessing. And that's kind of a blank back there, but yeah, there's really not much to this car, I guess, because it's all cowled in. The seat does have some molded in harnesses, no additional color though. And it looks like the steering wheel is still round. So this is still round steering wheel era, the late 70s. What about the bottom? Okay, well this is interesting. They must be like running brake lines or something. Or something. I don't know what that would be. Why would it? Oh, maybe these are ducts. Maybe that's like the air duct that runs back to force air into the brakes. Okay, some indication of the exhaust pipes curling under and shooting out the back, but it doesn't make sense that they're... No, they're floating actually. No, they're not floating, but they're above the radiators. And some basic suspension work. It's press fit together. Okay. The rear wing, well, it's kind of... Well, it's not the thinnest wing I've seen from Kyosho. Alright. roll hoop here seems alright. Seems to be a separate piece. It's painted silver. Alright, so it's a funky vehicle, you know. I like these six-wheelers. I think the design of them is really cool, even though they weren't particularly successful racing. I just enjoy the uniqueness of them. So let's pull out a couple others. Let's get the spin thing out actually first. So the very first one from 1976 is this P34. So you can see the engine is totally exposed, and it's possible, I'm not sure, but maybe these are windows to maybe see what's going on here. Yeah, the nose is totally different, and then, you know, the bodywork actually goes down. See, it's concave there, so quite sleek actually. So yeah, very two unique looking vehicles. Someday I'll get the third one and there'll be a third video on it. Alright, so I do have one other F1 car I thought I'd pull out because it's possible in 1977 it was racing against this, which is a Ferrari 312 T2. And if you look at the image, the photograph back there, that I believe is a Ferrari T2. So this would have played out in real life, this image here. Alright, so both of them are by Kyosho. I think they're both pretty cool looking models. Very unique in their appearance. Right. Most F1 cars are quite similar these days, I think. But, you know, you can't argue the fact that there's two different minds of thinking when they engineered these two race cars. Okay. So if you like F1 cars and if you like weird looking race cars, you know, you might want to look into getting one of these Kyoshos. I do have to warn you, they're generally quite expensive because this is such a unique casting. And I bought it because I kind of doubt anyone's going to... Well, no, I'm sorry. I think Mini GT showed them making a P34, but not of this one, not the Aero one. I think it was supposed to be this one. So if you're patient and if Mini GT ever puts it out, they might put out a better version than this, you know, because this thing is from 2014. Alright, well, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and hopefully you'll stay tuned for future reviews.